The Eye of Magnus has to be one of the most enigmatic artifacts in Elder Scrolls history. We don't know exactly what it is, but we do have something of an idea. In this video, I'm going to go over the lore and theories regarding the purpose of the Eye, and then relate this to the next Elder Scrolls game, as I believe it could make an appearance. The Eye is attributed to Magnus, the architect of Mundus. When he fled the creation of the world, he left a tear in the fabric of Mundus, making the sun. There have been various theories about what the Eye is, as it certainly can't be Magnus's own literal eye. Some think that it is an artificial sun. Had Magnus stayed, perhaps he planned to use this to give the world a source of light. Personally, I find this to be one of the most convincing theories on the Eye. Others have argued that the Eye is a stone for the Snow Tower, in other words, the massive mountain in Skyrim. As a stone, it gives the tower its power and is essential to stabilising Nirn. If you didn't know, there are several towers dotted around Tamriel, and they basically support the fabric of reality. Without them, the world would cease to exist. Further, the stones in each tower are their fundamental source of power. It's safe to say that they have a symbiotic relationship. It's entirely possible that both of these theories are correct. An artificial sun is inevitably going to be of immense magical power, and perhaps somehow it ended up becoming the source of the Snow Tower's power. There's some significant evidence supporting the notion that it is a stone. Ancano attempts to harness its power and maybe destroy it, and he is of course a Thalmor, so it'd be in his interest to do this and to bring about the end of the world so that he and his fellow Ultima can return to their immortal forms. The fact that he does this acts as an indication of the Eye's true nature. But there's also some more interesting evidence. If you didn't know, the College of Winterhold questline was heavily modified. The side quest was much more complex before Skyrim was made, and it was just being conceptualized. In the planning stage, the quest was about how the Dragonborn was at fault for the Great Collapse. Basically, the Dragonborn found out that he or she accidentally activated the Eye, and by the way, a member of the Psijic Order told them this, causing the Great Collapse in the past. So the Dragonborn and the Psijic Order basically worked together to cancel the collapse. This is interesting, as other towers and their stones have caused in the past what are called dragon breaks, which are basically manipulations in time. For example, there was the third activation of the Numidium, which is the brass tower, which caused the warp in the west when 5 different timelines converged into one. There's also the fact that the Psijic Order actively sought to protect the stone, presumably from both the Thalmor as well as other nefarious characters. An interesting point to note is that the Psijic monks do not worship the Aedra, they worship their own ancestors. Unlike the Thalmor, they do not believe in achieving immortality through ending the world. The Order basically end up trying to protect the Eye, so it could be said that the Order are basically trying to protect the Eye of Magnus from deactivation. They do not want the world to end. This is all well and good, but how does it fit in with the 6th game? A couple of videos ago, I made a video about the potential plot of the next game. To sum it up, I basically argued that it could involve the Adamantine Tower and the Thalmor's covert or overt attempt to destroy the stone within, bringing about the end of the world. The Eye of Magnus could make a reappearance in the next game in the sense that it could fit in with the plot involving the Thalmor's attempt to end the world. The question remains though as to why it would make an appearance. Presumably it's on the island of Artaeum with the rest of the Psijic Order. Perhaps a Psijic monk could have betrayed their order and transported the Eye to High Rock, or perhaps the Old Dominion infiltrated the island and stole it for themselves. I think the main way that the Eye could potentially be involved in the next game is if the Thalmor used it to attempt to destroy the tower and stone in High Rock. They could harness its power as a weapon of mass destruction. All in all, I just think it would be a shame for the Eye of Magnus to simply disappear. It's one of the most interesting artifacts in the Elder Scrolls. Hopefully, we find out more about it in the next game. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more Elder Scrolls lore and speculation videos, then feel free to check out my channel.